Hello, Michael Lewis here of Empire Improv, answering your improv questions. Right now, I am answering the question, when do I add to an improv scene? And I have the simplest answer in the world for this. There is only one reason to enter an improv scene, and that is to serve the scene that's already going on. There's no other reason to enter. I need to make this funnier. Unacceptable. They mention another character. If it's not going to serve the scene, just because they mention another character, don't go in there. That scene's not funny enough. Nope, not a good enough reason. Oh, I know a great way to make this go to crazy town. Nope, that's not a reason. To enhance the scene that's already going on. That's it. And that might be a radical shift for you and your team to wrap your head around. If you play this way, here's a couple of the things it's really going to do that's going to help you out. Number one, if you're one of the two people on stage, let's say it's a two-person scene, if someone comes into that scene knowing they're only coming in to serve the scene that already exists, you're going to take that information and you're going to apply it to what's going on with your scene partner. You're not going to think, oh, the show's going in a different direction. Oh, I'm going to follow this person railroading this direction. Oh, thank God our scene wasn't funny. I'm going to do whatever this person's got going on and ignore my scene partner. None of those are reasons why. Every time someone comes onto stage, they're there to serve that scene. If someone does a tag out, it's there to serve that scene. If someone does scene painting, if someone's a voice from off stage, if someone changes the lighting, whatever that is, it's serving the two people that are already on stage. And that's a big relief because it eliminates a lot of the possible things that can be going on in a typical scene where someone walks on or tags in. If you know it's for you, you're going to look at it. Oh, how does this make me feel? Oh, how does it affect my relationship with my scene partner? How does it make my scene partner feel? If you run it through that filter, you're going to get a lot more use out of what it is than trying to figure out, oh, the show's going over here now. What happened? That's not what it's for. And to effectively do it, you need to look at a scene the way that a really great coach does. And your ads should be really effective side coaching. Not side coaching like it would have been funny if you did this. Not talking about that. When a coach notices, oh, when you touch their shoulder, that person's whole body relaxed. Oh, and you don't react to that clear touch that meant love between those two people. When you don't notice that, and a really good coach points out, hey, react to that touch on the shoulder, and you do in that moment, the scene is all the better for it. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about would have been funny if side coaching. I don't feel like that's particularly helpful. Topic for another video. But if you know, you see that and you're outside, oh, how do I get him to realize that? You go in, you tag one of those characters out, you give them that information, you show them, oh, you are in love with that person. They tag you out, then you get to use that information. The scene goes on its merry way. So that's what's most important. The ads are for you and your scene partner. That's what they're for. There's no other reason they're coming on stage. Now, the people off stage aren't necessarily always going to have the perfect thing, but knowing that that's their objective, you're going to take it a different way. Really helpful when you're on stage. Also, when you're off stage, you don't have to think about all the different things that could be going on in the show. All you have to do is think about that scene and how can I help it. And most of the time, when a scene's going incredibly well, everybody on the outside is all antsy and tries to get in on that funny scene, trying to figure out how they can get in there. Stay out of that scene. That scene's funny. It doesn't need you. Leave it alone. Scenes that are a little off, or they're kind of missing, or not quite there, or they're doing really well and they get to a moment of like, oh, what now? That's when you need to be razor focused when you're on the sidelines of giving their scene back to them. A great example of this is two people's scene starts out well. They have a clear relationship. They know how they feel about each other. It's entertaining. They're engaged. They know what's going on. And they get to a point where they're just kind of lost because they don't know where they are, the why, or some of that other information. Not that you need to know that, but one of the simplest ways to kind of give them just enough information so the scene can continue without kind of that awkwardness is to scene paint the where. Or find a way to just give them the where. Once they know where they are, a lot of times some of those other things become less important. They're like, oh, okay, I know how I feel about you. Oh, and I know where I am. Great. and that scene will continue to move on, even if that ad really had nothing to do with um, changing the scene or any of that. What it did was just go, here's a little bit to give you a piece that you're missing. Oh, I'm going to help that scene that way. So from the inside, it's a gift to, oh, I know why someone's coming to the scene, to serve the scene that's already there. Great. And when you're outside, your job isn't to fix the scene, or take it to a different direction, or make it be funny, or take it to crazy town, or heighten it to whatever. Your job is to take care of and serve what's going on in that scene, not to make it a different scene, not to change it, not to take it to a different place. Serve that scene. And when both the people on stage and the people off stage all make that agreement, it's a lot easier to work together. And every move, knowing that they're working towards that same objective, makes those things really clear. So I think that that to me is the simplest way to approach when do I add to it? When do I add to a scene? When I have something that serves that scene. That's it. So I'm Michael Lewis. I am answering your improv questions. This was when do I add to a scene? If you have a question you would like to see me answer, by all means, reach out via social media, either Facebook or Instagram. You can also find us at empireimprov.com, or you can shoot me a question right here in the comments. So thank you very much for listening, and good